welcome back to my channel. Usually I say kitchen, but as you can tell, I'm not in my kitchen today. I figured I would come on here and sort of do a food journal just because it's been such a long time since I've uploaded a video and it wouldn't really make sense to me to just throw a video out there without explaining where I've been for the past few months. So a lot has changed. I think the last time I uploaded a video was in January. But before I get into what I've been up to for the past few months, I figured I would talk to you guys about some changes that I want to make to my channel just to brighten it up a bit. And I also want you guys to have some input in it as well. At the moment, I'm thinking of having a lot more cookbook reviews as well as product reviews. What's in my fridge type of videos, but on a monthly basis, just because obviously as the seasons change, so this kind of food that should be in your fridge changes. I also wanted to do what's on my plate videos, and that's more like meal based recipes, and then do a lot more sort of come cook with me and some come eat with me videos. If there's anything that isn't on my channel that you think should be on my channel, let me know in the comments below and I'll put that into consideration. So let's start off with what happened in January. So January I tried Veganuary, which is where you go vegan for a month. I'm not going to say that I did too well in that, I didn't, but I did get some new cookbooks which I figured would sort of help me on my journey. Then in February I went back to uni. I don't know how many of you know, but I was actually on a break for a few months, and then I went back to finish my last year. But now I've actually finished uni. I should be graduating in November, so fingers crossed. And yeah, that's one of the main reasons I haven't filmed actually, because I moved into a house with 9 other people, which is a lot, and it's sort of quite hard to film because there's always someone in the kitchen, so it wouldn't have made sense to try and film then. In March I went to Rome for the first time ever. It was a lot of fun. I will try and do a video on that, but I don't know how well that's going to come out because it wasn't really a vlog. It was more of me just taking shots here and there of things that I found interesting. In April my MacBook literally just stopped working randomly, so I had to get a new one. The new one I have doesn't have as much space as my old MacBook. Luckily for me, I've got a hard drive, and with that hard drive I'll just be exporting my videos onto that so that it doesn't take up too much space on my MacBook. Between May and June it was just a lot of intense studying. I had 5 different exams and like one seriously heavy piece of coursework, but it's all done and dusted now. I'm really sort of grateful to be done with uni and just knowing that I'm moving on to the next chapter of my life. And talking about next chapters of my life, in June there was this competition for a cookbook, and let me start with how it all came about. Okay, so during the time I was writing my exams, Red Magazine and HarperCollins had put out sort of press release that they were running this competition about African cookery, and they were looking for the next star of African foods. And a lot of my friends had tagged me in this, basically saying that you need to enter. So my exams finished on the 7th of June, and I think the deadline for the entry was the 12th of June. So I said to myself, I'm literally just going to concentrate on my exams, and the moment my exams are finished, I'm going to apply for this competition. I think my last exam was at 1, it was a 2-hour exam, so I finished at 3. And I wasn't really sure how the exam had gone, but because I was so focused and so eager to start my entry for this competition, I literally got out of the exam hall, rushed home and got my laptop out. For the competition you had to submit 10 recipe ideas. You had to have 5 full recipes and then 10 were alternatives. One had to be vegetarian, one had to be a dessert recipe. For the rest of it I made a meat-based recipe, a fish-based recipe, a chicken-based recipe, and then for the others I just sort of thought about good side dishes that would go with the rest of my entry. I think about a week later or so I got a phone call saying that they liked my entry and that I could come down on the 23rd of June to give the judges my recipes. And it was really interesting because originally I was meant to go on holiday and I'd be coming back on the 23rd of June, but I sort of had to cancel it. I was like, Mom, I really want to do this. So I didn't go on my holiday. That was actually meant to be a second holiday to Italy. I was just really excited. I had a tasting session with my friends at my house, and they told me which recipes I should go for. You only meant to bring 2 recipes, but I was a bit extra and I brought all 4 just so that the judges could get like a range of my cooking. And when I made the recipes, I sort of sat down and figured what it would be that the judges would like, because you could get their profiles. And I just wanted to show that I had a range of cooking styles. So come the day, TFL or Southern was sort of, you know, just your typical bad customer service. I left my house like an hour early, and then I got to the train station and it was like, Southern are sorry to announce that this train has been cancelled. It's sort of the typical thing that Southern does all the time, and I should have, in my head I was like, I should have planned for this. I was looking through my emails, it's just like, oh my gosh, I need to call them and tell them I'm going to be late because I can't get a good train. I got on an Uber, actually, funny enough, and I had like the slowest Uber driver ever. I was just like, could you like go slightly faster? And he said to me something along the lines of, it's a 30-mile road and only go as fast as 30. Although he wasn't doing 30, he was doing like 25 or something like that. Eventually we got to an underground station. I was just like, do you know what, just drop me off here and I'll make my way from here. By the time I eventually got to the place it was meant to serve the dishes, I'd obviously missed my slot, and I genuinely thought they weren't going to let me participate. But luckily for me, they said, just go and have a coffee, calm down, and then come back after the person who was meant to be after me had their session, if that makes sense. So essentially I ended up being the last person to present my food to the judges, and in my head I was just like, I don't know how well this is going to go, I'm already late, they're already filled up, they're not really going to want to eat my food. But I sort of sat down in the cafe that I was, where I was having like my hot chocolate. I was just like, do you know what, this is something that you want, just calm down, pretend that none of this has happened, and just go in there with all smiley faces and let's just see what happens. So I got there, I served the judges my food and they literally loved it. They ate everything on their plates and I was so amazed. I literally didn't think that they would have space to eat the food that I made. I left feeling a bit better that they hadn't eaten all my food and that they weren't so like annoyed with me, because if you come so late, like, you know, you wouldn't think people would want to give you the time of day. I went home, told my mum all about it, she was really excited for me. I got a call I got a call the next day telling me I had moved on to the next stage. There was only meant to be that stage, but it was between me and this other lady, and what the judges wanted to see from me was more my writing style, to see if I could actually write a cookbook. So I sat in my room, no distractions, over the weekend. I think I wrote about 4 to 5 pages based on like my story of how I came to love cooking and who my influences are. And I submitted that, and then I think about a week later I got a call saying that I had won the competition, and it was really, even now it sounds surreal saying it, I didn't think I had got it. But I couldn't actually announce it. I only literally just announced it like a week ago, and so I've known for about a month. But I can announce it now, and yeah, I'm just really excited to tell you guys that I'm going to have a cookbook next year, in spring, and I'm really looking forward to like making it, and I want to take you guys through as much of the process of making it as I can. And I hope you guys are looking forward to it as much as I am. And yeah, that's sort of the main things that have been happening in my life so far. So yeah, as I've said, there are going to be a few changes to my channel. I hope you guys are looking forward to seeing a lot more of me. I can put a lot more effort into my channel than I have been over the past few months. But yeah, I will see you guys soon, and I look forward to it. Bye guys!